Episode number 17, The Tree Shop. Hey everybody, it's Dak here, and welcome to another episode of The Adventures of Zenonia. Today's episode is going to be another building episode. We are going to start a very large project, and right now you are looking at a few clips of the preparation. In the top left corner, I am shearing some sheep for the wool that I'm using in the top right corner, and then in the two bottom corners, I'm collecting jungle wood and some jungle leaves. These are not all the supplies that we will be using today, but it is the majority of them, and those top ones aren't even actually supplies we'll be using anymore. That was just preparation for the area. There are a lot more supplies that we will need for the entire project, but we will be getting those later because I do not believe we will need much more for this episode. So we're going to get right into it and finish these clips up here and let you watch the actual building. So before I get further on in this video, I have to make two special thank yous. First one is to Graham Hayes. He is a Minecraft user and a special Minecraft friend of mine. And the next is Fire Claymore, also a Minecraft user that I met on Foxcraft. You are looking at a video of Fire Claymore's YouTube channel right now, just kind of scrolling through it. I would suggest going to check out his channel. It's pretty small right now, but he puts out great videos, and it's only small because he's new. He does a great job, and these two both helped me a lot in building this tree shop. They came in when I was like halfway done and gave me their 2 cents and gave me some pretty good ideas at the same time. So thank you very much, Graham and Fire, and now let's get back to the video. So here we are back at the tree sector, woodcutting sector, and we are going to go all the way down the hallway from all the other farms we have made. There's the second tree farm, and here's the third tree farm. Past that, we're going to have a little pathway here, and this is where the shop is going to start. So we're going to start the building process now, and I hope you enjoy. So the idea behind this tree shop is, of course, it's going to be a shop, and it's going to be where you can sell your raw wood, your wooden planks, or your saplings, or you can also buy them from here too. So it may not have a ton of use right now, being that Cloud and I are the only ones on here, but it's kind of another decoration idea, and eventually when this becomes more of a public thing, it'll be a place where you can sell and buy wood. So there will be different sections for each type of wood, each type of sapling and whatnot. And each of those sections is going to be kind of like a parkour almost. Some of them aren't really a parkour, they're more like it's hidden, like you got to find it. But it's not really difficult, like it should only take you a couple seconds to get to the chest. And I'm not really good at parkour anyway, so I couldn't make it that difficult, or I would never be able to get to the chests again. You're going to notice that while I'm building, right now I'm just building the ring, which it's basically the idea of the tree. And you're going to notice that while I'm placing blocks, maybe not now, but in the future, I don't place them in line that you would think I would. I kind of, because we're making the shop in the shape of the tree, or to make it look like a tree, I kind of want it to look like it grew a little wild too, so I didn't want all the logs in uniform and just a straight line. So you'll notice sometimes when I'm placing, I purposely place one sideways or upside down or something, and it kind of just to make it look a little more natural and not as man-made as it is. So that outer ring is not 100% complete, but it's high enough to build the first floor, and then once I need it higher, I'll build it up a little more. It's pretty tall, so I didn't want to do it all right now. You see me making here kind of a pillar right in the middle, a 2x2 pillar. That'll eventually have a staircase wrapping around it, and once we get to the first floor, I kind of branch out, having 4 different areas on that floor that you can go find chests. From here, we will have, I haven't decided yet. It'll probably be the saplings, because the sapling is generally on the bottom of the tree. If that makes sense, you plant it in the ground, the tree grows above it. I don't know. It makes sense to me how I just explained it. So this will probably be the floor with all the saplings, and I know that I put 4 here, and you generally have 6 saplings since they recently added acacia and dark oak. But we will add a couple more saplings to the floors above. I do already have a plan for that. Have it planned out. I guess that's what I was trying to say. So it is okay that we just have 4 right here. Alright, so now in this clip I will be building the first room where we will hold the chests. Each room is going to have 8 chests, 8 double chests, so that's a pretty good amount items that you can keep in there. And if we need any extra, I'm sure we can figure out some way to put more chests in it, but I highly doubt we need more than that. So each of these rooms, as I said earlier, they're going to be unique and have their own type of parkour, a little like mini mystery to it. But I already built this once, and I did make the basic idea behind all the parkours. This is definitely going to be a little bit of improv at the same time, though. When I was building it, I didn't like come up with an idea. I just started building blocks and making myself have to jump on them or something along those lines, you know. So this isn't going to be exactly like my other builds, so you may notice I might have to pause or kind of think about it sometimes because I've never really built a parkour before. This is the first thing I've ever had to do with parkour, or building at least. And it's really not that big anyway, but making each room unique with how many rooms there are going to be, it does get difficult after a while because I feel like I kind of repeated some ideas and sometimes I thought an idea was so good I clearly used it two or three times, so it did get hard to mix it up, but some of it right now will be improv too, so maybe we'll see some new stuff while I'm building it. All right, so you saw that little cutout there. I did have to go grab torches, chests, some spruce wood, and some ladders. The reason I need the spruce wood is that's going to be the little signal for the parkour. If you're not 100% sure on where you got to go next, or maybe if the hidden chest is a little too hidden, I might have a piece of spruce wood near it so you can see it. In this case, in this room, the spruce wood is where you have to jump on to do the parkour, but in other cases, it may just be a little signal on where you should be looking for the next spot. This room is 2 floors, and each floor has the same type of design. There are 4 chests on each, and in the bottom floor, you have 4 pieces of spruce wood that you have to jump from one another. And I believe all of them take a small sprint jump, but it's a pretty easy jump. I'm able to do it. So it's really not that hard. Once you get to the 4th piece, you will be able to climb the ladder and get into the second floor for the second 4 chests. This was the first idea I came up with the parkour. I was building this room and I thought, instead of just making a storage room, I should make it kind of different. So this is what we came up with. And at the end of this clip here, I will do the parkour in regular speed so you don't have to watch me and fast forward the whole time. Alright guys, as promised, here's the clip of me doing the parkour, and as you can see, like I said earlier, they will all be pretty easy. The idea is not to keep you away from the chests. Alright guys, so it is time to build the second room. This room is going to be different from the last one because if you were not able to do the pretty simple parkour that I put in the first room, you could still get to 4 of the 8 chests. So you get to half the wood, and in 4 double chests full of wood, that's probably more than you need. So you're okay if you couldn't do the parkour. In this one, you'll see me build the little platform here and whatnot. If you can't do this parkour, you're not going to be able to get to any of the chests. Pretty sure you could jump click and somehow get one of them, but I feel like that's a little harder to do than just a quick sprint jump over 2 blocks. Well, I guess 3 if you count the block going up, but again, it's a pretty simple parkour. It's not something that's hard to get through, but you do have to do this one to be able to get to all the chests, or any of the chests actually. You are going to see a small cut between these next 2 clips. That is because I did make my way up here with insufficient supplies again. I forgot chests and I didn't bring enough jungle wood, so I had to go get more of that. I will admit that I'm using a lot more wood in chests than I expected to, and in general I did not chop as much wood as I needed, and I did that on purpose. So I'm going to have to go out and take out a lot more of the jungle once again. This is a large project because it's basically all jungle wood. So it's not, I don't have a jungle wood farm. As you guys know, I only have 3 farms. They're oak, spruce, and what's the third one called? Birch. Oak, spruce, and birch. So I really don't have a way to get a lot of this, but I figured it's pretty easy to find a giant jungle, and there is one pretty nearby. There's a couple actually. But still, it's not a quick process getting a ton of jungle wood, so that is kind of annoying. But so far I'm enjoying the build. So there you saw the cut, and as I said before, or did with the last room, I will show you a little non-fast forwarded clip of me finishing up the parkour. Now I know I mess up here, but it is still an easy parkour. I did make a small mistake there. Alright guys, it is time for the third room. I do want to mention that I think it was 3 or 4 episodes ago, sometime during the arena, where I said that it's really hard to place blocks under you and whatnot, and I did use this method in the past episode, the one with the Enderman farm, but I didn't really say anything. I learned that you could just use a water bucket and place it under you and then swim down a little bit to place those blocks. So that is something that if you didn't know how to do, it's very convenient and it's a pretty simple process. So let's get back to the room. This one is much different from the other two because you don't have to do a parkour to get to the chests. This time you have to get a parkour to get back. So you can walk into the chest room and do whatever you need to. All 8 chests are going to be in there. And then when you're done, you have to do the parkour to get back out of there. But this parkour is pretty easy. I made it so I don't even think it is a sprint jump. I'm pretty sure you can just make the jump. It's just a 1 block space and you just have to be able to time it right. And it would be a little easier to sprint, but this is definitely the easiest parkour we've made so far. And in about like 10 seconds, you're going to notice a little cut in the clips. I did have to go back to the original design and kind of look at how I did this room, and I also ran out of supplies. But it was a good time to go check because I wasn't 100% sure how I made the parkour out of there. I kept trying different ways, and it just kept turning out to be wrong. The jump would either be too far or too close. It was more like a walk instead of a jump. So I did just have to go look at that quickly, and it didn't turn out to be a big deal. As always, here's the clip of how to do the parkour. And like I said earlier, this is definitely the easiest one we made so far, and probably the easiest one we'll make the entire time. Alright guys, time for room number 4. I like this room a lot because it's not as much of a parkour. There is still some parkour in it, and I will be showing you that at the end, as always. But I made it kind of random, like just like the tree grew and like whoever was making the store in the tree couldn't break it or whatever, just kind of went with how the tree already flowed. So it's not as man-made look, just like I was going with earlier. It does look like you just kind of went with how the tree grew, and this is just one of the branches kind of shaped all weird because we know that trees don't really grow in a specific shape. They just do whatever they want. I did add a little parkour, so you do see me place some of the spruce planks. But I was able to fit the 8 chests in here, and there really is no pattern. I kind of like this. This is probably my favorite room so far, and I'm glad that I was still able to affiliate the parkour with it. And you'll be surprised to know that I did this in one clip. That's right, I did not forget any supplies and never had to go back to get stuff. Had all my torches, my chests, everything. Yeah, I was pretty surprised too. This is going to be the last room we do in this episode, and it's one more room than I thought we'd get in. I thought for sure that I would be lucky to cram 3 of them in there, but it's going pretty quickly. All the builds are coming out well. This one was probably quick because I didn't look at the old one at all. I kind of looked at the idea of it and just made up a new one in my mind. So this definitely that was the reason I was able to squeeze this one in. If I had to keep looking back and seeing what it looked like, it probably would have taken longer. But since we got 4 rooms in one episode, this may not take as many episodes to finish this entire build as I thought it would. So maybe only 2 more episodes after this one. And as always, here is your clip of finishing the parkour. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop us a like and a comment. Don't forget to join the cult sec by clicking that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at TheEdBoys, and make sure you check out the Foxcraft website. All links are in the description.